Miss Yvonne, is everybody in so far?
Oh.
You're on mute.
Two more are coming right now.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining. We're going to give it till 6:02, and then we'll start. Just in case people are having problems logging in.
Mr. Robleski, you're on mute.
Thank you, Miss Yvonne. Good evening. I just wanted to welcome everybody. One of the goals that we have this year at Columbia Heights High School is to have better communication through this pandemic and reaching out to our parents to just have better communication as we partner with you and your child's success. Our mission statement at Columbia Heights Public Schools is we're creating worlds of opportunity for each and every learner where all belong and all succeed. Tonight's presentation of the core values of our school district, we're going to focus on collaboration and innovation. And tonight, our main part of our presentation will be on registration. And we're hoping to partner with you and give you some information that will help you assist your child in registering for this year or for next year. We're giving you some testing updates. We want to talk about material pickup and the dates and times and just some recommendations for that. And then a second semester update on what might be in store for us at the high school as we continue down the road of dealing with the pandemic. So we're going to start off tonight with our registration update. I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Miller, who is overseeing our registration at the high school. So Mr. Miller.
Hi, good evening, everybody. Tonight, one of my objectives is to show you how to navigate our Columbia Heights High School webpage to take a peek at our course catalog and look at the instructions for registration. We started communicating to students back in the beginning of December that registration's coming. Registration for classes for the 2021-2022 school year. And to begin that process was our AP and ARCC registration. And then we started communicating through class meetings on when we're going to register. So for juniors, it started right before winter break, opening it up with Dean Quinn and the juniors. And then right after winter break, I've been in classes pretty much daily since we started in January, reminding students how to register. So we're using the same process this year, but obviously I'm not in the classroom hitting the lock button for your child's classes next year. So that power is back, is given to them in your living room, at home. They have the power to lock their classes, and they're doing that through Student View and on their Chromebook. Okay. So
Mr. Miller, can you explain what locking means?
Oh, sure. Yes. Good. For clarification, locking your classes, meaning lock them in for next year. Usually I do that in presentations when we're in person, but right now everybody's virtually registering. So your son or daughter does submit their classes when they're done registering. And I will walk through that process tonight quickly with everybody, okay? So we're more than halfway registered with all students. Again, when I come into a class and present, I don't know how many students are registering at that time because I'm on a Zoom and I'm presenting and I want everybody to register, but some don't want to at the time. So we have over half of our high school population registered right now. But if you guys can do me a big favor and just ask your son or daughter, did you register? Because Mr. Miller wants this done as soon as possible. Okay, and it's open for all students. Okay, so I'm gonna show you where to look at the course catalog to look at all of our options for next year, if you're curious. And then I'm gonna walk you through the instructions for how to register. So if your son or daughter says, well, I don't know how to register, or Mr. Miller hasn't talked to my class yet, you can say, well, the instructions are all online. You don't need Mr. Miller to help you register. We can do it right now. So you guys can do it tonight if you want. All right, so Miss Yvonne, if you can stop sharing your screen, I'm gonna pop up the Columbia Heights webpage from my screen. One second. Here, hold on. Okay, so this is our Columbia Heights High School webpage. You're gonna scroll down and under quick links, right here to the left, we have our 2021-2022 course catalog. I'm gonna open up that and then I'll come back to this page and we can look at the instructions for course registration. It's a link right below it. Okay, so if you're curious on what's available for your son or daughter, what courses are available for next year, you're gonna find that in our course catalog. So I'm gonna click on this. And I'm not gonna go through all 27, 28 pages. I'm not gonna go through all of our electives and core classes. I'm gonna hit the table of contents here. So if you're just curious about certain electives, the fastest way to do it is look through the table of contents and find what page that department is in, and then you scroll through, okay? So again, our ARCC and AP advanced placement, that's towards the beginning of the course catalog. We're not gonna go over that tonight, but getting into our visual arts or business, our EL opportunities and sections there for our EL students, engineering and technology, our mainstream English, our family and consumer science, our mathematics, our performing arts, our physical education and health, our science, social studies, and world language. Okay, I know I talked through that fast, but this is kind of your guide. First page here, table of contents, will help you navigate through the course catalog. If you're curious about what are the requirements for Columbia Heights High School, okay, that is going to be on page, hold on, I think it's page, oh, it is on page 2. And this table right here tells you how many credits you need to graduate from Columbia Heights High School. And then there's another column here to the right that has college preparation. Okay, so if you look at that, and you can look through it with your son or daughter. If you're confused on anything that you're seeing right now in the graduation requirements, please contact your grade level dean. And that is also up in the course catalog right here. Okay. But you're wanting to make sure you're registered for this column right here. You have to. Okay. And students are registering for their elective courses. I have already selected their core classes unless they applied for ARCC and AP, and then I've already switched those classes too. Okay, so when they're registering through my instructions, they're registering for electives. Okay, not their course. So if Mr. Miller, if I was a 10th grader and I was registering tonight, I would not be registering for English 11 because that's going to already be in my student view. I'm going to be registered for that. Okay. So that is a snapshot of the course catalog. Again, that is on our high school main page. You scroll down and right under quick links. Okay, I'm going to go back to the high school main page. So course catalog, you can look up any class that we offer and get the description for it here. And then instructions for course registration. I'm going to click on that. So I'm going to walk through this. This is what you would see on your son or daughter's student view. Okay. So their main page looks like this. Okay. I don't know who that good looking student is there, but I'm just kidding. That's Mr. Miller. We put my face on there. I'm a fake Heights student with a fake ID, student ID. So, but this is what it will look like for your son or daughter's student view. Okay, it gives you announcements, tells you how many messages you have. If you look to the left here, your next step is course request. You're going to click on that. So through these instructions, I give you step by step. So if you ask your son or daughter tonight, did you register? And they say no, then you can say, well, let's do it tonight or tomorrow. You work it into your schedule. Okay, so you hit course request for step 3. Step 4, you click here to change request. And then here are some reminders for you. You're going to want 16 line items. What I mean by that is when I scroll back up and it has only 3 line items here. That means I need to find 13 sections and register for them and pick them. Okay, so I only have 3 right now preloaded, my cores. I'm going to need 16. So there's 13. There's 13 to select from my electives. And then after that, we tell students that we need backup classes just in case when we lock in the schedule or lock in the master schedule in June, and some classes don't align or they conflict with each other, we might need a backup class because all classes that you select today or tomorrow or Friday that are they might not, your son or daughter might not get. Okay, I can't guarantee you're going to get every class that you register for. Okay, So it goes through how to add, how to search for a class. So on the left here, it's add request. And then once I get 16 up here, I'm gonna have to add 3 more alternates. Okay, so these buttons on student view, they're very clear. All you gotta do is hit add, and then it brings up the class to your top table. Step number 6 tells you how to search for any class, because if you search by page when you're registering, there's like 16 pages of electives or classes. So if you scroll through each page, it's going to take you hours to register. So if you use step 6 and just click underneath the course title here, you can just start typing in, for example, beginning drawing and painting. I would start typing in BEG, and then the computer would pull up beginning drawing and painting right there for me, and then I would add requests, and then it would generate up into my top table. Step number 7, if I had to remove a class, if I made a mistake, it gives you whatever you add into your top table, you can remove it. Just hit the remove. And then if you wanted to add another class, again, it's the add request here. So when I remind students when they're registering maybe for a year-long elective, they need, for the example on the screen is anatomy and physiology A, you would need anatomy and physiology B, okay? And all classes in the course catalog tell you if it's a year-long or a semester-long. I'm gonna keep moving here. Now, after you have 16 line items here in the column of LN, it says 16. That looks really good. And then I check my alternatives. I have 3 backups. That looks excellent. I want to click here where the blue arrow is. It says click here to return to course request summary. Okay. Once I click that on student view, it's going to bring me through all my classes that are registered. I can review all the classes that I selected, all my alternates, and then Mr. Robleski said, what does lock courses mean? It means this button right here, you lock it, you're registered for it, you're done. If you do not hit that button, you're not going to be officially registered for the classes. So it's really important that you lock your classes. When you lock your classes, it communicates to me and the back office that you're ready to go, you registered for classes next year. If you don't lock the classes, I can't read that your name will your son or daughter's name won't come up that you registered for if you don't lock your classes. Okay, so I just talked for a good 18 minutes and I talked fast. So I can answer any registration questions that you have right now, because that was a lot of information. I do go slower with students in Zoom classes, but the instructions that you're seeing are step-by-step. If you just take your time, it's all in student view, and you have access to all the electives.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
You say that when you lock the class,
Yes.
can you unlock it and change it to another class?
Okay, that is possible, but that's not going to be possible for your son or daughter. So if you register for 16, or you register for all your electives tonight,
Okay.
You have a change of heart in a week. Oh,
Okay.
I really don't want that class. You're going to contact your dean, and it is feasible to change the class.
Okay.
Okay.
Because my daughter told me, yeah, my daughter told me she did make a registration today.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to be reviewing it to see if, what she did it.
Yep.
There is a possibility that we may have to change some classes.
Yep.
So can we just change it, or do we have to go and get that?
If your daughter locked her classes, if she just selected them today and didn't lock the classes in,
Okay.
then you're able to remove whatever you want.
Okay.
But locking them means you won't have access to remove anything. At the moment, you won't. Now a dean will, or I can unlock them. Yes.
Yes. Okay. Thank you very much.
Okay. So if that does happen, just email your grade level dean,
Okay.
and we will get to that. I'm going to let you know right now. I've been telling students, if you do register fast and you hit lock and there's a mistake, I'm not changing classes at the moment, just because we're trying to register about 1,000 kids for classes for next year. But I'm not saying I'm not going to ignore the student. We will get it done, but we're not changing. We're not unlocking at the moment.
Okay.
Okay.
No problem. So the best thing is to talk to the dean. Call the dean.
Yes, call the dean if you want to switch a class that you registered for.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome. Any other questions? I see the chat going here.
I have a question.
Sure.
If your child signed up for AP classes
Mhm.
and the AP classes not appearing in the pre-selected courses, but other AP classes are,
Yeah.
is that AP class is not being offered?
That maybe could be the case, or possibly that student didn't qualify to be in that AP course. It could mean multiple things. So I think if you have questions about an AP class that you signed up for and you don't see it preloaded in your son or daughter's schedule, that would be an email to your grade level dean. Does that make sense?
Sure.
So I would just reach out to your grade level dean. Eventually, it's probably going to hit my desk, but start out with your grade level dean with that, and then we will get you a concrete answer and see what's going on there.
I have one student that's going to be doing ARCC next year, and he had already locked in his classes because he didn't get a reply email from his dean in time to fix something that was on there. So he just locked his because he was impatient.
Sure. Okay.
And I didn't get a chance to look at it, and I didn't even know until we just had this meeting now that they were even having any
Registration?
registrations.
Okay.
And since it's ARCC, that was something I wanted to be on top of. So.
Sure. So if your son registered for ARCC and he qualified to be in ARCC, that's going to be already in the schedule already. So he did not have to pick it. We put it in his schedule already.
Oh, he was given a biology class though, which he's got biology already this year though. So.
Yep. So that's another good example. We preload core classes. I don't want to confuse everybody right now, but I want to simplify it. So that we preload all the cores for the majority of 9th grade, 10th grade, and 11th grade students that are moving up a grade. So for example, most sophomores right now will be taking biology next year. When I say most, we're talking like 90%. So we preload every sophomore into biology. But for you, Stephanie, I think that's Stephanie, right?
Yes.
Yeah, for you, Stephanie, your son has biology right now and it's on his schedule. That will change. Don't worry about that. We will make sure he's in the correct science next year. Okay?
Okay.
And reaching out to the grade level dean again would be helpful.
I know this is our first time going through this on an online system for registering. And we were, again, this is new. We wish we could have done this last week. But we're just, there's a lot of moving pieces right now. And you're right, Stephanie, it would have been nice if we would have had this meeting beforehand. I apologize about it, but we're learning as you are. And we decided that trying to get you guys involved as soon as possible is what we did. So something that we'll put down in our notes that we'll do this in the future prior to registration. It's such an early time due to staffing for the district that we try to get our numbers ahead of time, but that's a very good point. Thank you. I know if you are having some questions on registering and what's been preloaded in your child's classes, your dean will be more than happy to make those corrections as well. Right, Mr. Miller, you said that?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Just following through.
So follow up with your dean if you have questions about any preloaded classes and they are incorrect. Take a deep breath. We will fix that. But just reach out to your dean and we communicate with all of the subject. We communicate with every department, all the teachers to make sure we're moving kids in the right direction to the next level.
One of the things that I will add to that is make sure you give the dean some time to respond, because right now, because everyone is working remotely, we are checking our voicemails constantly from home. So just make sure you give at least 24 hours for appropriate time for the deans to respond to you.
Any other questions? I think this will segue nice into our next point. I believe, if I'm correct, if you're wondering what courses that your student has already taken, Yvonne, if you want to pop that up, I believe our PowerPoint brings us right into a student view where you can go on your student's student view, and I believe it says course history.
Yep.
And before we get there, is if you do not have a parent view or your child doesn't have student view, please contact Miss Ventura. She's more than happy to set that up. This PowerPoint, if you look on your s'mores, emails have been sent to you. Her number is in, I'm sorry, S'more, in the newsletters and the emails that you receive from us. Her number is in there as well. We'll be posting this as a recording as soon as our district personnel is able to post this. But those numbers are always in our email, in our newsletter, which we call S'more. But her number is there and she's more than happy to assist you. Under student view, you can look up grades, but there's also a tab called course history, and that will show you what courses your child has taken. You can compare that with page 2 of the registration guide, which shows you the graduation requirements of the high school. So those two pieces will go side by side, and it can really help you and assist you with your child's registering for classes. Any questions on that?
Mr. Robleski, let me just add to that, Parent View is a great alternative for you if you have questions also regarding attendance. You can see it there as well. There is an app. You can look in the app just like the logo right here. You can download it in your phone. It's available for Apple, for Android, for any of the phones, and it's very easy. It's highly convenient. You can set up alerts if your child is not attending a class. You can receive alerts regarding his attendance. At the same time, you will be able to see there the emails that the teachers are sending you, and it's everything in just one app, and you'll be able to see everything. You only need it, you only need one account in order to have access to all your children in the district. So this is a great tool for you to have if you know other parents that they're struggling as well. Please make sure just pass the word that they should be downloading this, especially now during this pandemic. This is a great to keep track of your child's grade, their missing assignments, the classes that they're taking, their course history, and all of that information. I use it for my kids, and believe me, I'm on it all the time.
And as long as you share the passwords and the logins, you can, for example, I'm on, for my child, we're on Parent View as well. And I just use the one login, so I don't have to create a second account. But if you need to, you can do that as well. Great point. Thank you, Miss Yvonne. A testing update. Here are some dates. Mr. Miller, go ahead. It's a qualifier, so of what the testing looks like.
Yeah, some big tests, exams coming up. We have the National Merit, and that's the qualifying 11th graders taking that test. We have right under 30 students. That's going to be an in-person exam on the 26th. The PSAT right now is scheduled for April 13th for 10th graders. The 11th grade SAT is scheduled for April 13th for the 11th graders. And then the MCA exams, as of right now, we have selected for the high school the 20th and the 21st. Okay. AP tests, I don't see those dates changing, but they're going to start the week of May 3rd. I do want to state that we're still in the pandemic, and any of these dates could change. Okay. So if a date does change, we will update you and communicate the change, but MDE could change something, or College Board could communicate out to the nation that they're going to change their starting testing date. So
and right now, Mr. Miller, the 26th is in place. That's not changing, and that is happening. That's correct. The only thing we can confirm right now.
Correct.
Awesome. Just a note for start of the second semester, the district has worked together with all 5 of the schools to offer these times for material pickup, these dates and times. They're consistent across the district. What I would ask though, because we are still in session during these times, is if you're have multiple students in different buildings, and let me start over. What we're asking from the high school is that you please come on the 28th. We recommend, you can come at any time, but we are highly recommending that you come on the 28th after school till 7 p.m. And then on the 29th, there is no school for students. So we ask that you would come on those 2 days. It's highly recommended, but you can come at any time. It's just, we don't want our students to be missing class. The setup that we're having, just to let you know, we will have kids enter the pool doors at the far north end of the building. We will be following social distancing and allowing a handful of students in the space at a time. They'll walk up that hallway towards the main office or the main gym, and then they will exit out the front doors. So this is a walk up material drop off and pick up. And so we just want you to know that that's what we'll be doing. We're hoping the weather would be like today. Living in Minnesota, we know that's not possible, but we will be out there monitoring students and letting students in. So if it is cold, we'll be out in the driveway allowing kids in so they could sit in the car if needed. We just ask that you look at these dates. It's been posted throughout the district, and we ask that you try. Again, it's recommended, but we will be available on the 27th all day, the 28th all day, and then the 29th as well. But we just want you to know we were requiring masks, social distancing. Our students and parents who've had to come for students have done a great job of keeping everybody safe and following social distancing and coming with masks. I'm just from a spectator's point of view of what we've been seeing in our pickups, it's been very well done, and I appreciate everybody following the social distancing and protocols. Sorry, one last thing is the AP payments. If you are making a payment, we will have the ability to accept payments during that time.
Mr. Robleski, and I just wanted to add that it's also a drop off. So if they had any books or anything that they were giving to the students for first semester, so please to bring them back and return them to the school during these times as well.
Thank you. Any questions on that? We just want to make sure that we're being as flexible as possible for multiple students in multiple buildings. Please, just that's a recommendation. That's it. We'll do whatever it takes to make sure you get your materials and drop off. Just one thing I want to bring up before questions. The high school, what it looks like for the high school for bringing students back. Again, we need to follow the numbers of the COVID cases within our Columbia Heights and Hilltop, Anoka County, Hennepin County, and surrounding. We want to make sure that we're able to deliver a safe environment for our kids. And as soon as I have an update of what we'll be doing, I will for sure get that out and communicate that out to you ASAP. As of now, unless, again, remember, things change. Things are very fluid right now. As of right now, we'll be starting the second semester or third quarter on Heights from Home distance learning. I wish I had more information and update for you. But any questions at this time?
If you have a question, I will ask if you can just unmute yourself and ask directly the question to Mr. Robleski.
I have another question. I haven't seen anything about a timetable when PSEO information is going to be sent out for a meeting. Can you provide an update on that?
Right now, what we wanted to do is make sure we have everybody registered for the high school. And Mr. Miller, if I misspeak, please tell me, but I believe we're looking in the first half of February to have those meetings. And we're our number one goal, first of all, it won't impact any student who wants to register for PSEO, but right now our number one focus, because we're in the pandemic, is to get all kids registered for the high school first. Mr. Miller, anything you want to add?
No, that was correct. We hold our PSEO meetings early February every year, and we hold multiple meetings for parents. And then we give clear instructions for you and your son or daughter to fill out the proper paperwork to apply for PSEO. Mr. Rubleski is correct. Our number one focus is to register for classes here at Columbia Heights. And then we move forward, but we will have meetings available. They will be virtual, but they're coming up early February.
One follow-up question. What is the absolute last day for course registration?
That's a great question. I'm gonna say the sooner the better. It really is gonna stay open. I still have to go down to Columbia Academy, well, virtually go down to Columbia Academy and register 8th graders next week. So it's gonna be open all next week. And then I'm really gonna put the pressure on students probably by Friday next week. If they haven't, I'm gonna ask for special meetings. I'm gonna say, we need to talk, we need to get you registered. So if I'm looking at a calendar here, one second.
Was it safe to say by the end of the semester?
Yes.
Yeah, the end of the month, I'm gonna want everybody registered. Please don't wait till the end of the month. But if you need time to research those electives, go for it. You can do it this weekend, that's fine. But the sooner the better.
Thank you.
Yep.
Any other questions? All right, if not, please let you all know that myself and the administrative team are more than willing to answer any questions. If you email us, we would be more than happy to answer any of your questions. I want to thank you for participating in tonight's meeting. If you know families out there that are missing this meeting, please let them know that we'll be posting it as quickly as possible. And again, we want to appreciate you taking the time and partnering with us tonight. And it's a tough time. We're in it, but we're in it to win it for kids, and we thank you for that. So, as I like to say, have a good night. Be safe. Wear your mask. Wash your hands, and don't forget to keep it real.
Mr.
Thank
Robles,
you.
I just want to say something for the Latino parents. Si tienen preguntas y necesitan a alguien que les ayude en español, por favor comuníquense con Irene Ventura al 763-528-4608. Repito, 763-528-4608.
Una pregunta. Yo siempre hablo y dejo mensajes, pero no recibo el mensaje para atrás, no puedo hablar con las personas. No sé si están muy ocupadas o tengo que hacer cita.
Llame directamente con Irene. Ella habla español. Ahorita los teléfonos no nos están llegando las llamadas a nuestros teléfonos de casa, entonces tenemos que estar llamando constantemente a la escuela para checar nuestro correo de voz. Entonces yo les recomiendo que por lo menos den unos 24 horas para poder regresarle la llamada.
Ok, gracias.
Thank you for that, Yvonne.
You're welcome.
All right, well, thank you. Have a good rest of your night. And again, we're here to answer any questions. So thank you.
Have a great night.
Thank you. Have a good night, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.